my social network.
Yeah. Mask up, stay 6 feet apart.
Yeah, right.
Okay.
Hey,
All right.
I feel like
Hello,
I'm on the show
everyone.
now.
Please.
Yeah.
I feel like
Go
I'm
ahead.
on the show.
Please, is Cincinnati speak for I didn't hear you.
Are we doing or are we doing?
Yeah.
Okay. Welcome once again, everybody, to thank you, gentle listeners, for tuning in. This week, we are talking about the movies of Robin Williams. He is missed. Especially because the super sadness of how he left us.
Right.
We are, of course, we have the usual folks, Lisa, Phil, and Aaron from California. Boy, his arms must be tired. And this week we are
Forgetting the just
joined.
flown in part. Yeah.
Please.
Not
What,
that
Aaron?
big. We keep
Okay.
forgetting the just flown in part. The arms must be
Just
tired.
flown in. I'll add that. Mm-hmm. Sorry. And this week we are talking to Dean, Harley, and Jeremy, and we are going to let them introduce themselves. And how did we, we'll just let you introduce yourselves.
So this is an episode of
Mhm.
Rotisserie Cinema,
right. Oh,
where we actually go through. We each present our nomination for the best movie by Robin Williams, who's our subject of this one, and we'll do Aaron's very sophisticated grinder type Google sheet, and then we'll come up with a winner who will be Felix. And but if you'll indulge me for a minute, I'm going to go ahead and play a montage of some of the movies that may or may not be brought up on this episode, but I'll go ahead and play that right now.
Good morning, Vietnam!
William Yorkin?
Drop back! Do it! Put your hands on top of your head.
John Wayne.
Oh, God. Couldn't we start with someone easier?
Come on, you're a big fan. He's got a very distinctive walk.
No good?
Actually, it's perfect. I just never realized John Wayne walked like that.
They laugh at you when you're like that. Well, I mean, when you're really vulnerable.
Laughing their ass off at you. Someone you thought respected you.
You ever have that happen, Will? I just wanted to stop her laughing, that's all.
It's not your fault. Don't fuck with me, all right? Don't fuck with me, Sean. Not you.
It's not your fault.
Oh my God. Oh my God, I'm so sorry.
All right.
So what we haven't discussed is order. Are we going to go alphabetical, screen? What do you want to do?
Why won't we? Let's start from bottom right. And that's going to be Dean.
Okay.
Okay. I guess it's.
Welcome to the pressure.
Here we go. I had not intended to pick this movie. I actually, in the group chat, suggested 2 other movies I might look at, but I got to thinking about it, and there is a line that is iconic to me when I hear it, and I watch the movie every time it's on, Dead Poets Society. Oh, Captain, my Captain.
Yeah.
Yeah. What was the line again?
It's part of the culture now.
Oh, Captain, my Captain.
Oh, Captain, my Captain. Okay.
There's a scene at the end of the movie where he's been fired, and it's kind of a BS thing that he's been fired, but he has to go into his classroom and get his things, and there's someone else teaching his class. And his students each climb on the table because at one point he had taught them this poem that has the line, "Oh, Captain, my Captain." And he had said, if you're feeling brave or bold, you can call me, "Oh, Captain, my Captain." Well, as he's coming in, all the students get on their desks to go, "Oh, Captain, my Captain." And
It made me cry.
I turn into a slobbering, blubbering
Exactly.
mess, crying like a little baby.
Yep. Me too. Yeah, that made me cry.
That was on my short list. I wanted to revisit that and see it again because it's been a long time. I just didn't get around to it, but I do recall being profoundly impacted by it. I thought it was a really great movie at the time. That's a strong. Dean, I wanted
Also,
to.
seeing Red Norman is a bad thing.
Yeah, yeah.
Bitches leave.
So we should
That's the wrong
say.
Red Norman movie.
I've seen
We should
RoboCop
say
too.
that Dean.
Now, Dean, have you seen the Family Guy episode where they make fun of that movie?
Which movie? Dead Poets or no? I have
Dead
not.
Poet Society.
Or if I
Dead
have,
Poets,
I
yeah.
have forgotten about it.
There's an episode earlier in Family Guy's run where Brian's teaching a class of like special ed and misfit students, and at one point at the end of the class, they all get up on the desk and do the "Oh, Captain, my Captain" thing, and the really special kid's like, "Oh, Captain, my Captain." Like it's hilarious. It's so funny.
I don't think I've seen that. But we should say that Dean represents sort of a 1 degree of separation from Robin because he's worked with Bobcat Goldthwait, who was one of Robin's friends.
Best friends.
Closer
And I worked
friends?
with him.
Yeah.
I worked with him 3 times back when I was a stand-up comic. I got to open for Bob 3 different times. He's a very nice guy, but he can get very sensitive very quickly. But part of that was being around my boss, who was a complete jerk to everyone. So
that'll do it. So I wanted to show you gave us a couple pictures recently, and so I wanted to share that of okay.
So I've never seen Dead Poets Society, but I have read the Walt Whitman poem. Oh, Captain, my Captain.
okay, all right.
It's a really good movie.
It's classic.
Yeah. It's one of those movies that I think came out like right after I got out of high school and was too busy to go to the movie.
Yeah, it very well. It came out right. I want to say Vietnam. It's like Hollywood forgot about time. Like he did Popeye for you, and then he got for some reason Good Morning Vietnam, and then he was in everything.
Yeah.
He was in a good 6 movies between the Popeye and Good Morning Vietnam. The only year he didn't have releases was 85.
Okay.
I mean that's when the World According to Garp came out, like Club Seize the Day, like a lot, some of his good movies.
Garp was good.
I liked World According to Garp. I didn't love it, but I liked it. But that was experience with him doing like a fully dramatic role as well.
Right.
So
Read that book too.
Doing the old switcheroo here, but
Okay.
all right. So yeah, that's a real strong entry. I'm sure that's going to go far. I feel like there's going to be some that, like if one film in particular isn't nominated, I feel like we need to put it in there. And, with a small group like this, there's a chance that something pretty
that should
amazing
be highlighted won't be.
Yeah.
Okay.
So we'll reserve judgment.
Honestly, with this small group, we should each do 2 movies. It's Robin Williams, for God's sakes. I mean, you could do 5 movies each and still have not every movie.
Yeah. What'd you say, Aaron?
Of course you couldn't, Aaron.
I couldn't.
You're not a Robin Williams fan?
Never was.
Okay.
Harley, I actually do want to say before Harley starts that considering the chaotic music that Aaron does enjoy, in my opinion, a lot of it is chaotic, and he does, I'm surprised he didn't enjoy the chaoticness of Robin Williams. Just,
Yeah, what's that all about, Aaron? I never
Yeah.
knew that about you. I know you pretty well, but I never knew that you were not a.
Yeah.
Couldn't think of it.
I don't know. He's cocaine personified. He's a
Okay.
joke thief. Those
Right.
two things
We talked
weigh
about that
pretty
last time that he did.
hard
Yeah.
on my scale.
There was a stand-up special he did for HBO. I remember, and he was sweat was just pouring off of him, and people were like, he was definitely in a cocaine manic state during that set.
Yeah.
I don't know how you can make that leap of logic. I mean, if I were up on a stage like that, I sweat like a pig. I mean, I probably
Under the lights.
Yeah.
I used to.
I mean,
have
he
the same
sweats like a
opinion that
pig
he
when
was-
our light is on.
I used to say that have the same opinion that he was a joke thief, but Bobcat kind of stepped on that for me.
Yeah.
I'll be right back.
Robin Williams, when he's on stage,
He was maybe not an
Yeah,
intentional joke thief. Is that what it-
he's not intentional. He just riffs, but when he riffs, he takes things he doesn't realize he's taking.
I feel like that looks better though.
Yeah.
And I can see that with a certain kind of person.
There was
And
like a-
Robin strikes me as being that kind, or struck me as being that kind of person. So I kind of forgave him that. And I look at different movies and stand-up comedy differently. While I don't know that I would have wanted to work in front of Robin Williams. I certainly don't mind watching his movies. I think he's a craftsman when it comes to acting.
Yeah. I never liked Mork and Mindy either. I thought that was a dumb
Oh,
show.
that was.
The
Yeah,
only
I
dumber
mean, it's
show
just
was
like a-
Laverne and Shirley, in my opinion.
Yeah.
At the time.
I kind of like Mork and Mindy at the start, but I got fatigued by it pretty quick. It was so formulaic, with the outro where he'd go to talk to Orson.
Orson.
It was always kind of a recap of the episode. It was all I got. I
kinda
don't like
stupid.
shows that don't surprise me when they settle into some kind of routine. That's
It's a
usually
little
what I
bit
check
formulaic,
out.
yeah.
The only thing I liked about Mork and Mindy is when Robin would go off script, and you could kind of tell because Pam Dauber was not that great an actress, so she would just sort of like get this weird wiggle mouth because she's trying not to laugh.
Yeah.
And Robin was one heck of an improviser.
Oh yeah.
And the episodes he did with Jonathan Winters,
Oh
Right.
yeah, that
Also-
was
a brilliant improviser.
Yeah. Jonathan Winter's stuff was good.
absolutely.
He was a baby, right?
I mean,
Yeah, he
I
was
mean,
their
it's
child. He
Yeah.
was hatched from an egg,
He was Benjamin Button.
fully grown as an adult because Orchians age backwards. So
I could see where Jonathan Winters and Robin Williams definitely had chemistry because they were both
Yeah.
uniquely, they're both pretty bizarre individuals.
I really feel like he had better chemistry with him than with Pam Dauber.
yeah.
I could see,
Sure.
Pam Dauber divorcing Mork eventually. But
Yeah, the two most manic comics of their generation, probably working together.
okay.
And
Oh,
of course, Robin was huge friends with Billy Crystal and Whoopi Goldberg, and you think you would still see them on the award shows occasionally if Robin were still around.
Yeah.
What was the name of that benefit they did
Comic
every year? The
Relief.
comedy one?
Live Aid,
No, Comic Relief.
No, it wasn't. Comic Relief.
Yeah,
That was it.
that's right.
Yeah, Philip said it.
There was a
but-
bunch of them in
yeah.
the 80s.
Well, I kind of rudely interrupted Lisa because I had I'm sorry, I had an agenda
okay.
at the start.
Yeah.
So we didn't really introduce everybody. We'll do that as we go around. So,
Right.
Dean, you're
If you want to
the host
introduce
of
yourself. and-
Family Plot.
Mhm.
Explain.
Yes, host of Family Plot Podcast, also currently a writer. I've got one book published. I've got another I'm trying to wrap up, which will be just a collection of short stories. Yeah.
Great.
So I have so many ways of not making a living.
I like that.
That's why I have a low-paid job that gives me great retirement while he wanders around in IT.
Well, I've kind of stayed the same place for a decade.
Yeah.
Here,
I married a medical records temp making minimum wage, when it was less than $6 an hour, and I ended up with an IT professional. So I did good financially.
All right. Well,
Okay.
Harley, when we were in
You're up.
our chat, you said you didn't want to reveal what yours was because you didn't want somebody to steal it. So I've been anticipating what your pick for the best Robin Williams movie might be.
Well, for me, it was hard to pick one because I grew up watching a lot of Robin Williams movies because that was my grandfather's favorite actor.
Okay.
But my pick is Jack because of the fact that Robin Williams played perfect as a child because he had that child persona and he had that, like, he was good at being childlike.
Mhm.
And the fact that that movie shows that children can see beyond appearance, now they really can't, but then they could see beyond appearance and see the inner child of the person. And I loved that movie. And the fact that at the end, he was an elderly man walking on stage to graduate with his class. I just love that movie.
Yeah.
It's a classic. I mean, the fact that Bill Cosby's hanging out with a bunch of kids in it is kind of creepy, but
Right.
That was before we knew.
Well, to be fair, he was after adult women, so.
Fat Albert
Yep.
and the Cosby Kids.
I mean, always trying to get the pudding pop.
That's weird. I knew somebody that was supposed to chaperone Bill Cosby. I worked with a woman she got her degree later in life, and he was going to do the commencement ceremony, and she was supposed to chaperone him, and it fell through. I don't know, but in the back of my mind, I'm thinking, well, maybe she dodged a bullet there. Maybe that was for the best. But
yeah, I mean, I saw him live too. You never were thinking. He seemed like a harmless old man. I saw him do stand up live when Fat Albert the movie was coming out. I saw him do stand up live to promote it, and just your typical grandpa on stage telling jokes, and
Exactly.
Then that should drop 5 years later. It's like,
yeah, there was no hint in his comedy, in his acting.
Well, I never saw Jack.
No foreshadow.
Oh, he had Spanish fly jokes.
Yeah.
Talking Bill Cosby still? Yeah, he had a bunch of Spanish fly jokes.
They did dig up some stuff that, in retrospect, was pretty dark.
I don't think I ever saw.
Comics have talked about Bill and his backstage habits for years. Years.
But it was...
I don't know how it got in the community, but it did. And in fact, that's sort of what brought it to light.
A bunch of women
Harris
came
Burgess.
forward.
Well, Harris Burgess was doing a joke about Bill Cosby being a rapist, and that went viral for some reason, which sort of led to the women coming out, which sort of led to everything that happened after that.
So there's probably a comics code, I guess, maybe.
Hannibal Buress.
Yes. Hannibal Buress. Thank you.
Well, I never saw Jack, Harley. I never saw that one, but he did have a unique. He's sort of a chameleon. Like when he played Popeye, he really mastered what the real life version of Popeye might look like, especially facially. It would scrunch his face up.
Yeah,
I don't know. I just saw a thing there. I just saw a thing the other day that Will Smith might be doing a Popeye remake.
Okay, that's interesting. I don't know.
Why does it feel like he's trying to?
I don't know. I don't know if it was real. It might have just been an AI thing, but
it feels like he's trying to remake Robin's classics because he redid Aladdin as the genie, and now he wants to redo Popeye.
Well, and
I mean, I don't know that it might not be a real thing. Even it might have been
those are both
AI
stories.
Facebook.
Those are both stories prior to Robin
I
Williams.
want to say I did not like the Popeye movie. But I felt his performance in the Popeye movie was good.
I never saw it before
Right,
I was
right.
born, even. But
I'm not going to say it's something that you should prioritize revisiting.
Yeah.
The movie itself was
man,
Yeah,
I haven't wasted my
Bill,
time.
you should watch Jack. It's really good.
Kelly Duvall as olive oil looked like olive oil.
God, if you haven't seen
Yeah.
Jack, you need to watch Jack. That movie
Right.
is freaking classic. Robin Williams freaking just walking around his house like where his mom goes shopping, and he just walks back and forth past the doorway multiple times with like a freaking French bread, and he's just holding it in different positions. Then the last time he just walks by holding it from his freaking crotch, and it's the funniest
And
thing
the
with the look
fact
on his
that
face. Like he
didn't seem to, well, he knew what it meant, but the character he acted as the child, and then they gave him light up shoes and
Is that Annie?
Uh,
I'm gonna.
All right. Well, Harley, why don't you take this opportunity to introduce yourself and more so tell us where to find your podcast.
Okay.
I'm Harley from the Asylum with Harley and Joker, and you can find us on YouTube, Facebook, and all the major streaming services, including TikTok.
All right. Excellent. So, all right. Well, thanks. So we got Dead Poets Society and Jack. All right. So let's move on to Jeremy's pick here.
I was wondering if we're going clockwise or snake.
Snake.
I mean, this was hard. There are so many movies to pick. I actually forgot about Jack for a hot second. I'm happy you brought that up. I totally forgot about that movie for a second. But I've been thinking about this all day, and I'm like, all right, what the hell would I even? Which one? I mean, Mrs. Doubtfire was my first choice, but I didn't want to do that one. But yeah, I got to go with the one that I didn't discover till halfway through life, but it's one of my favorite movies with him, and not just for him, but it's a.
Can anybody actually suspend their disbelief for Mrs. Doubtfire?
Yes, as a kid, yes. If you were a kid when it came out, trust me, you like thought it was amazing.
Maybe that's why, because I was not.
It's hilarious. Mrs. Doubtfire is an instant classic, and it really should be thrown in here if no one nominates it. But I went with a movie that has sophistication and freaking is hilarious and a great supporting cast. Birdcage.
Love that
all day.
movie.
Birdcage. I love Rob Williams playing a gay man is freaking hilarious, and he does it perfectly. I mean, Nathan Lane makes it even better, but I mean, and Gene Hackman, but
Hank Azaria. Oh my God,
you almost say Nathan
Hank
Lane's
Azaria
like the star of that movie.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, yeah. The fact that he refused to wear shoes, it was just so good.
I love him and Brockmire. You ever see Brockmire?
I mean,
yeah, that was good. The first season was great. The second season was okay. I
saw him live recording Herman's Head back in
cool. I liked Herman's Head.
1982.
I feel like that was not supported like it should have been.
That was a good show.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I mean, when you look at old movies and stuff, you'll see a guy like Hank Azaria back when he was more of a character actor, I guess. I seem to recall he was in a movie, like I think he might have been in one of the Charles Bronson movies as like a thug back when he was a kid and stuff. It's like it's interesting to see some of these guys that later, blossom into a big career back in the day. You do see that when you watch these old movies.
Right.
But Jeremy, Birdcage, I did see it.
Now, wasn't Birdcage before Nathan Lane came out officially? Or not?
It might have been.
Yeah, technically, but it's like Liberace never came out.
Liberace didn't need to.
I was going to say Nathan Lane. It was an open secret for a long time.
Right.
Like even the tabloids got sick of talking about it. It was,
right.
And I've got to say I love Birdcage. I liked La Cage aux Folles, the
French version
it was based off of.
Right.
Mm-hmm. Well, it was Yeah, that's where it started, as I understand it. I could be wrong. But yeah, I liked La Cage aux Folles, but Robin Williams and Nathan Lane made it in that movie. And I hate to say
They
it,
did.
because he was kind of an ass, but Gene Hackman did a pretty good job too.
Oh, he did.
Oh, he did.
Oh,
Yeah.
He did a great
Yeah.
job. Yeah.
Well, there's another subject that has nothing.
It was first a French play.
We're not going to go
it
into
says,
yeah.
1973.
Yeah, but yeah, I liked both movies for different reason. But as you say, Dean, I feel like Robin Williams and Nathan Lane, and Hank Azaria, because without Hank Azaria, I'm not 100% sure. As like it's almost a comic foil that came this close to overshadowing Robin Williams and Nathan Lane, and yeah. Okay, sorry.
Yeah,
continue,
yeah,
Jeremy.
he did such a good job.
Squirrel. Okay, Jeremy.
I mean, I had to go with the Birdcage. No other better thing to do, but.
Yeah.
All right, Jeremy. So where can we find?
You can find either Paranormal the New Normal or Maniacal Music Musings on YouTube. Best place to see every episode, or anywhere, any podcatcher if you want to see the last 50, 100 episodes. But
are we
a lot more on
also going
YouTube.
to ask everybody for their socials at the end, hun?
We might.
Excuse me, Jeremy. Didn't mean to overtalk you. Okay.
I
So we
assume
might be
that's
doing
why.
that just so people can find them easy. Two places.
I assumed. That's why I didn't want to do it all like now. But
Right.
All right. So I'm going to give Aaron time to deliberate before giving us his, because I did the work. What's that?
I know mine.
Okay, but the thing is, I've got this neat little bio that I'm going to go over here. That's going to entertain you guys for about 2 or 3 minutes.
So we let the guests go. We do a bio, and then we do
and then we'll continue. So so I didn't do like a straight bio of Robin Williams, but he was born on July 21, 1951, died 2014. As a child, he lived in both Michigan and California at different times. His mother was a model, and his father was an executive at Ford. He studied acting at Juilliard. I think a lot of people knew that. His first film role was in an indie film called Can I Do It Until I Need Glasses, which is kind of a provocative name. He had lost 40% of the dopamine. Oh, I wanted to hold off. Forget about that for a moment. Robin had English, Welsh, Scottish, French, and Irish ancestry, but he considered himself an honorary Jew. Was voted least likely to succeed in high school. I have to believe that was sarcasm, that he's probably most likely to succeed. Was a friend of Lance Armstrong and a cycling enthusiast.
Did not know that.
Did street pantomime in New York City, which I think crept into his Mork character quite a bit.
Yeah.
But here's something interesting. Both Jumanji and Birdcage.
Creeps in and shakes the clown. It creeps in and shakes the clown.
Jumanji and Birdcage both achieved $100 million in sales in the same week. I don't think there's very many actors, if any, that can say that they've achieved that in 1 year. Once he had a physical altercation with Robert De Niro, where he broke De Niro's nose.
Oh, wow.
He had a feud with Jim Carrey over the type of comedy Carrey did. Okay. He and Christopher Reeves had a lifelong friendship. And it appeared 50 times on David Letterman. His last movie was Angriest Man in Brooklyn, which he was shooting. His last role, actually, that was the last role before his death. He was actually shooting Jumanji 3 or something before. But in 2014, a few details about his passing. He had lost 40% of the dopamine neurons in his brain. He had Lewy body dementia. And I don't know if he left a note if he did commit suicide.
Now, is that a type of Parkinson's or a type of Lou Gehrig's disease?
It's a weird type of dementia. Okay. It's literally your brain begins to eat its own memories, and you really forget who you are. And for a guy like Robin, that would have been, which is. I am a big supporter of 988 and don't commit suicide, but faced with the same thing, hard for me to say I would have been able to tough it out.
Right.
Really.
Okay, I'm just going to say right here that I firmly believe in the dignity of being able to choose your own death. I am perfectly okay with euthanasia in the right circumstances. And if people say, do I really support my statement? I signed my mother into hospice because it was the only way for her to have a somewhat dignified death.
Yeah.
I did it. My brothers were not able to make the decision with me. I signed those papers. So, yes, I support that just like animals, humans should have a dignity in their own death.
Yeah. I think,
Thank you for listening. This is Lisa's soapbox.
I think Robin felt a little bit like a prisoner in his
Yeah.
own body, and it wasn't getting better. And it's terrible because those of us who are fans, really that was kind of devastating to wake up and find that news that day. But that's it. I'll not indulge you anymore.
Okay.
There's my biographical notes. But Aaron, what do you have as your movie?
I'm going to say Andy Serkis had $2 billion
Oh,
movies
who
the
did?
same year.
Andy Serkis? Don't know who
Andy
he is.
Serkis. He's Gollum.
Oh,
Oh.
that's yeah.
He
What was it? Harry Potter. What was it?
King
Harry Potter,
Kong.
Lord of the Rings.
no. Age of Ultron.
Oh, that's why. Yeah, he was an Age of Ultron. Oh yeah, he plays
Ulysses
what
Klaue.
the fuck's his super? What the hell's his super villain name? Oh yeah, just Claw. Yeah, just Claw. Klaw.
And The Hobbit. So yeah, kind of Lord of the Rings.
Okay.
Anyway, on to my movie, I guess. It's really a Bobcat Goldthwait movie, written and directed. Shakes the Clown. Bobcat creates a weird world here where being a clown in makeup all the time is normal. There's a bar called the Twisted Balloon where all the clowns gather after a hard day's clowning and do all their complaining. This thing opens up with Carol Brady, Florence Henderson, laying on a couch with clown makeup smeared all over her face. Her son comes walking through the living room, goes to the bathroom, opens the door, it bangs into Bobcat. Mm-hmm. He has to go to the bathroom. He goes in anyway. He takes a leak. Bobcat sits up and gets pissed in his face. That's the first scene.
Wow.
Wow.
That's quite a scene.
There's a number of reasons why I probably didn't see that movie.
Yeah. It features Adam Sandler in probably his greatest role, a very young
I
Adam
haven't seen that
Sandler.
movie, but I'm terrified of clowns, so
Exactly,
that movie
me
did
too.
not work for me.
Yeah.
Not like
I think I think it's kind of an anti-clown
but
movie.
clowns that look like circus clowns.
I can't do clowns at all.
Well, that's another thing. There was the circus clowns, and there's the party clowns, and there's the mimes, and they all hate each other. And Robin Williams was a mime instructor in this movie. I think he was uncredited, but
he had
his bit. I mean, it was.
He had a fair amount of uncredited roles. He did a role in a movie. Oh my God! It was a Terrence Fisher movie about Baron.
Oh. I know what you're talking about. I fucking.
Did Baron Von something or?
The Adventures of
August Rush.
The Adventures of Baron Munchausen.
Yes, The Adventures of Baron Munchausen. Yes, yeah. He had an uncredited role in that as the king of the.
Okay.
Wonder why there were so many uncredited
cool
roles.
Because if he took a credit, he had to take pay equivalent with his status in SAG.
Okay.
And the only way to get away from that is just to not be listed.
Okay.
If you choose not to list
So
yourself,
he's
you can
doing
take whatever.
Bobcat a favor.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
Yeah,
And he
I'm
wasn't
gonna.
a man. He didn't care about recognition. He didn't care about being famous. He just enjoyed his job. I mean,
Right.
what he did with homeless people at every set he worked at, where he would make sure they hired like 20 or 30 homeless people from the local area to work on the set. Like he would actually check up. He would actually like be friends with these people and check up on them after like that movie was over, just to make sure they were still doing good.
I wish I had that energy.
Yeah. So he probably had projects that he liked by independent artists, and he probably wanted to help them artistically by lending his
expertise.
Kind of what it sounds like. There's a
His
number of artists
talent.
that do things like that.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Okay. Aaron? Sorry.
Yeah. So there were guest appearances by Aunt Esther from Sanford and Son, LaWanda Page. She's saying things like, "Mine's peanut butter pussy, brown, smooth, and easy to spread." It was just,
There's your reel.
it was over the top. His girlfriend was Julie Brown, not downtown Julie Brown,
The one with the
but
red
the other
hair?
one. I think they were both MTV people.
Okay.
Yeah, the redheaded one. She's
Everybody
a waitress that aspires to be a
home
professional
Now, was this
bowler.
Bobcat's girlfriend or? Okay.
Yeah, Bob. She's leaving Bobcat. There's a coveted TV clown gig that some clowns being forced into retirement, and everybody assumes Shakes is going to get the gig, but instead Tom Kenny, SpongeBob SquarePants, his clown gets the gig, and it's amazing from there. Tom Kenny is brilliant in this.
I may have to.
Robin Williams is fun in the mime scenes, and I'll leave it there.
I'm going to say that my absolute terror of clowns came out when I was 4 years old. My dad, he was very angry about this situation. It took him a while to get over it. He took us to the circus, myself, my older brother. I can't remember if he took I don't think he did, because I was 4, so Danny would have been 2. But he took us to the circus. He got us popcorn. He got us some soda to share. So we get to our seats. Everything's wonderful. I'm all excited. My brother's all excited. And out come the clowns. And I'm like grabbing my dad's arm, and I'm like, oh, 4-year-old version of, oh. And so the clowns come up. And we're close enough that they actually come to our area. My reaction is run screaming. My dad is sitting there. My brother's sitting there. My popcorn's on the floor. The soda's been knocked over. And I'm gone. And my dad has to get up from the seat and go find me. And he finally finds me cowering in a corner. The venue had like little locations. It actually doesn't exist anymore, but it was called Cincinnati Gardens. It's a very famous venue. Philip can tell you about some of I know like the Beatles played there, Madonna played there.
Jimi Hendrix played there.
Pretty sure probably Prince, because it was the venue in Cincinnati at the time.
Prince didn't play there.
Played there.
Not Prince? Okay.
Prince didn't play there.
Yeah.
Oscar did.
Yeah.
My first concert was there.
Yeah.
Billy Squire with
Yeah.
Def Leppard
used to live
opening
right
in
next door to it.
1983.
Right. We used to live close enough to Cincinnati Gardens that when the parking overflowed at the gardens, they didn't have much parking there. They would actually park on our street and walk the 2-3 blocks to get to the gardens for stuff. So that's my story about clowns. My dad never took us to the circus again. I didn't go to a circus again until I was an adult. So.
Lisa's Corner.
When Bob
Circuses are pretty fucked up.
When Bob was promoting Shakes, he was on the Today Show with Katie Couric.
Okay.
And before they got on the air, he asked the clown his name. The clown said, "Well, I'm Bamboozle." And Bob's like, "Okay, so what's your real name?" He's like, "Well, I'm wearing my clown makeup, so it's my bamboozle personality. So I'm bamboozle. And Bob opens up, well, I'm in my asshole persona, so I'm dildo fuckwad, and I'm going to break your balls when we get out on the screen. Why would you do that? Because it's TV. It doesn't matter. And at some point during the interview, Bob told this clown, and he mentions it on stage a lot, which is how I know about it. You perform in hospitals because it's the only place children can't run away from you.
He roasted
And that
the
has
clown.
become my go-to.
See, Lisa, my
Clowns.
story is a little more terrifying to why I'm
Yeah.
scared, and I'll tell you afterwards.
Okay.
All right. So let's we're gonna try to.
I'll throw in. I wasn't afraid of clowns, but when I was a kid, I was afraid of balloons, and my parents would put a balloon on anything they didn't want to touch.
That's hilarious.
I mean, it is. And it's amazing because I'd have totally used that if we had kids in a hot minute.
They would
My
have used
mom
it for
would put clown
5 of
faces
my
on the
kids.
stove because as an ADHD child with a neurological situation, I wanted to touch the stove. It was fascinating because I was denied. All she would have had to do was put a clown face on that sucker, and I'd have stayed away.
All right. So let's move along. So I'll go ahead and do mine. My pick is Good Will Hunting. And I feel like I rewatched it recently, and I was on the fence between this and another film that hasn't been named yet. But I really revisiting this movie really impacted me. It reassured me that it was the right pick, and I think it's like the right pick for our times because in Will Hunting, Matt Dillon character, we had an individual who sort of lacked empathy, but was profoundly intelligent. So he had the values that we don't really value as much anymore. Intelligence and academia is not really a top priority right now in the United States for whatever reason.
Right.
And I feel like that that the relationship between Robin and Will was interesting in that Will knew something about Robin, about his wife having died recently, that he could pick on and actually attack him with. So that's unusual in a relationship where the therapist is supposed to be completely clinical and not be anonymous, a friend or any kind of engagement. So I felt like that opened up. That made a very rich story, a very textured story, and the movie was it was like in contention in a number of studios. It was with I forget which studio it was with, but eventually Harvey Weinstein actually championed the movie and got it made. Which
I was working at Disney when we owned Miramax at the time.
Yeah. And so Weinstein, of course, is made his own impact, but the movie itself, I feel like, especially some of the scenes between Damon and Robin, were just emotionally charged and just really
super good,
super well done.
Yeah, super. They really played well against each other.
I love 9 Oscars.
I love in Jay and Silent Bob Strike Back when they're filming Good Will Hunting too. That seems freaking hilarious.
Oh yeah, that is a whole nother movie. We could do Jay and Silent Bob in a hot minute.
We should do a Kevin Smith one of these.
Oh yeah.
Fuck.
Absolutely.
My husband looks like Kevin Smith, so.
Motherfuck.
I feel like since we've made like 2 strikes, maybe Aaron should get.
Do you think he'd join us with a Kevin Smith? No. Okay.
No.
Yeah, Aaron can pick the next subject. That sounds good.
But
okay.
Yeah, I have a ton of it. It won 9 Oscars. Music was done by Danny Elfman, who's very accomplished.
Jenna Elfman's ex-husband.
Stellan Skarsgård is really good as the kind of arrogant professor of mathematics at MIT. This all takes place in Boston, by the way. Boston. It's probably the best movie about Boston, I think.
Yeah.
But
you shut your mouth. You shut your mouth right now.
Well, what are you gonna bring?
The Departed.
The Departed.
Hello?
Oh, okay.
What about Mystic River?
I love Mystic River.
Fuck. No.
So, well, what about?
Oh, wait a minute. I'm getting that mixed up with.
What about the movie
Pizza.
about Whitey
Never
Bulger?
mind.
Oh, yeah, Black Mass. That takes place in Boston. Yeah, and I mean, you can't forget the Ted movies take the top of that list too.
I kind of agree, except maybe I'm not going to say I'm going to agree because this movie's about like real people, and it's like I know that gangsters are also real people, but I like this because it's a little more charming because it's a little bit more in the woodwork of Boston. So that's what I would. That's always. Also, Minnie Driver is very good in it. When I remember being younger and judgmental as you are, but she's very attractive woman, really, and does a really good job in that.
She's definitely aged well.
She continues to tell him that really she's begging him to love her. She would constantly tell him that he loved, that she loved him, and he would not relent. He would not give in. So that was fascinating.
I think that's because the people in his life who were supposed to love him, love for him was pain. So,
but I'm going to stop because I got more stuff, but I'm going to stop because we're going up against time.
Coming close on time.
Yeah.
Okay. I believe I am up. Does anybody else have anything on Good Will Hunting before we move on? Okay.
Other than
like
whenever you mention the name, I think of the phrase applesauce, bitch.
Yeah. Okay. I actually did like those apples, but then I am a complete apple fan. I have an apple at least once a day.
I got to remember.
Yeah. And I buy the good apples. Yeah. So we're moving on to my pick. I was very torn between two movies for different reasons. One, Patch Adams, because it's really almost first of all, it really, really, really pushes for the reform of American medical care. And I like that. It highlights a lot of the problems. I feel like some of those problems, I work in that industry, and I feel like some of the problems actually have been addressed in a lot of ways. I feel like HIPAA kind of pushed things back because HIPAA kind of pushes for patient anonymity. And so it's kind of hard to let the patient in a little more while you're trying not to use their name. But that being by the side, I'm just going to bucket and talk about the other movie too. Ha ha ha. Okay. I'm a rebel. So that's Patch Adams. I feel like he did an excellent job. And I feel like the turn where his love interest is murdered really highlighted his idealism and brought it to a more realistic place once he passed through that pain. And I mean, he had a history of losing family, and he ended up in a mental institute because he tried to commit suicide. So once he came out of that, it really hit his idealism about becoming a doctor and helping people. Now,
Patch Adams is a real person. I think
correct.
He's still alive.
He is. Yep. Mm-hmm. And a lot of that film actually details his life, and I hope that a lot of it was true to character. So
is Patch Adams your choice?
Well, yes, but I also choose 1 Hour Photo because that was the first serious role of his that absolutely, I mean, he gave me chills. The creepiness was so good. He really poured his alternate side into that role. And I'm not going to say much more about it, but 1 Hour Photo, if you haven't seen it, you have to see it, because even if you don't like Robin Williams, it's an excellent movie, period. Everybody does a good job. It's well cast. It's well written. And I'm done. So,
and
you don't have to include,
there are so many movies he did so good in that we didn't mention. Right. Death
Correct.
to Smoochie.
Correct.
Hook.
We could do
What
we could do a
dreams may
second
come.
episode. Yeah.
Well,
We have to keep this to an hour.
well, I'm gonna
So-
throw in. I feel like Good Morning Vietnam belongs in the list.
Okay.
Even
That
though
was my
It is.
honorable mention.
Okay.
Yeah,
If
it is a good
everybody
movie.
wants to do their honorable mentions, we can fit that in.
Okay,
Can't we?
well, mine are the three I mentioned: Death to Smoochie, Hook, and What Dreams May Come.
Okay.
Mine was
Jeremy?
Good Morning Vietnam, Aladdin,
Okay.
and Mrs.
Okay.
Doubtfire.
Jeremy?
Some,
It's
I
okay
mean,
to-
Jumanji. No, Jumanji definitely would be one of my own mentions because that was a huge part of my childhood. I watched it so many times. Bicentennial Man, he was fucking incredible in that. You want to say his first serious movie? That was his first serious movie.
Okay.
Like that movie was.
I didn't actually
And-
see that one.
I was so
So-
disappointed in that movie. I got to see a pre-release screening of it. I'd read the book, and it didn't live up to it.
And I mean, I gotta bring up Robots. It's animated, and his role is one of the biggest roles in the movie, but it's not the biggest. But he does that movie is just star-studded, and he does an amazing job as the robot he plays. I freaking love his lines in that movie. And of course, World's Greatest Dad. That movie is fucked. I put that on expecting like a funny Robin Williams movie, and I just was like, "What the fuck am I watching?"
I saw that.
I
Yeah.
haven't seen that.
That's an interesting movie. Yeah.
His son dies during autoerotic asphyxiation, which if you don't know what that is,
Oh,
that's getting yourself off. That's getting yourself off while choking yourself.
Got
His
it.
son dies doing that, and he basically covers it up and writes a note so that looks like his son committed suicide to
committed
try
suicide.
to make something better of the world. And he turns it into this whole thing, the whole lie going. It's fucking phenomenal. He does phenomenal in it. Phenomenal.
Okay.
Aaron?
Aaron?
You got any honorable mentions?
No.
No? Okay.
Okay.
Well, I want to mention The Best of Times, which is kind of just a screwball comedy with Kurt Russell and Robin Williams.
Oh, Moscow on the Hudson.
Moscow on the Hudson.
Yeah,
That's another
Moscow on the
really
Hudson.
Good one, Aaron.
That
Yeah.
was good. I mean, he did great with that accent too. A lot of, sometimes it can be hard to hold the accent.
But Good Morning Vietnam and
Hmm.
The Best of Times, which is kind of a silly movie about middle-aged men playing football against their rival.
Oh yeah, was that like a theater release or was that a TV movie?
That was stupid.
I know it was stupid, but I
Yeah.
enjoyed
Well,
it.
that was one of the movies of 1987 or whatever, right?
Okay,
That's why I watched that.
Yeah.
it'll
It was
probably
stupid as
not
hell,
make
but I enjoyed
the.
it. I don't know why.
Yeah.
I can't put my finger on why.
It was, yeah. Who was the other guy?
I think
Kurt
Kurt Russell
Russell.
was in
Kurt
it.
Russell.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was a
Mhm.
dumb fucking.
All right.
There were a few other decent.
I love Kurt Russell.
Yeah.
Kurt Russell is cool. But
Mhm.
he was in that baseball movie.
Hey, he
the
scored Goldie
documentary.
Hawn and kept her.
What was
So,
the documentary? He played his dad
The-
owned the independent baseball.
And the Battered Bastards of Baseball or whatever.
Yeah, that was awesome. All right, Lise.
Okay.
Your
Well.
do you have any honorable mentions?
1 hour photo.
Not that haven't been covered. I mean, 1 hour photo technically is my honorable mention.
Okay.
So I wanted that especially. I note that we didn't even talk about a couple of his 1 hour. No, the one in Alaska. I thought you particularly liked that.
That was a
No.
remake. Him and
Pacino.
I'm having the worst time with names.
Pacino.
Yeah, Pacino, Al Pacino.
Yeah. I did not
And I keep
I did not enjoy that movie. I literally fell asleep 2 minutes in. And that is not the fault of Robin or, it was just the atmosphere of the movie. Just could not keep my attention.
Well, I mean, and we gotta mention License to Wed too, because him playing a reverend in any movie is just right up his
Oh,
role
yeah.
because he does such a good like priest like voice when he's doing stand up. So I mean,
The irreverent Reverend.
Yeah.
yeah.
All right. So
Okay.
we'd like to get it in within an hour. I don't know if we're going to make it, but let's
We got
go
5
ahead
minutes.
and do our votes. We're going to throw out our. We're not going to include any of our honorable mentions, but there were
Yeah.
just so many overwhelmingly there's so many movies that it was overwhelming to try to get them, perfect list. But here we go. We're going to go with our 6. Do we need time to I'll list them.
Do you have yours ranked, Phil?
I do have mine ranked.
Why don't you do yours number 1 through 6?
Good Will Hunting, number 1. Dead Poets Society, number 2. Birdcage, number 3. Patch Adams, number 4. And since I didn't see these last 2, I just had to go on the description. I feel like I might like Shakes the Clown a little more than Jack, but I'm totally open to changing at a later date.
Okay.
But that's my list.
Yeah, you got to see a Horde Up.
Anybody? I guess I can go. I need to see the list.
Have mine too.
Yeah.
You can go ahead.
You're ready. Go ahead.
Go ahead, Harley.
Yeah. I'm good to go whenever.
Mine is Jack. My first is Jack, then Birdcage, Dead Poet Society, Patch Adams, Good Will Hunting, and Shakes the Clown.
Okay. And Jeremy?
My number 1 is Birdcage, followed by Jack, followed by Patch Adams, and then Shakes the Clown I'll put in the middle because I've never seen it, but it sounds hilarious. And then Dead Poet Society and Good Will Hunting.
Okay. Are you ready, Dean?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm going to go with Dead Poet Society. Jack's my number 2. Good Will Hunting, number 3. Birdcage, Shakes the Clown, number 5. And Patch. Not that any of those movies are bad, but when you take an oob as large as Robin Williams and combine it down to 6 movies, they all got to go somewhere.
Right.
Yeah, exactly.
So I can do mine.
Okay.
Number 1, Shakes the Clown. Number 2, Good Will Hunting. Number 3, Birdcage. Number 4, Jack. Number 5, Dead Poets Society, which I haven't seen. Number 6, Patch Adams, which I haven't seen, but I have a grudge against because someone stole the VHS out of my car. It was a Blockbuster rental, and it ended up costing me $70, and I never saw the movie, and now I won't watch it out of spite.
Damn. That's some serious deep shit there.
And
An
it's noticing.
expensive
Let me tell you,
VHS
they
tape.
are.
Yeah.
All right, Lise.
I was
know
accused.
that 1999 VHS tape never got watched, and they're coming after me.
I was accused of not returning a movie. Someone had rented a movie in Dayton. We had never been anywhere near Dayton. We had to actually go to Dayton to prove it was not me. And they pulled up the video, and it definitely was not me.
All right.
So, my picks are Patch Adams, The Birdcage, Good Will Hunting, Dead Poet Society, Jack, and then Shakes the Clown.
All right.
Okay.
So Aaron's going to come up with the winner here. I'm going to play. Hold on.
Winner is, with 27 points, the banger. Well, it's not the banger. It's the Felix.
The Felix.
Yeah.
Birdcage.
Oh, yay! Make that trophy.
Cool. And there's
All
a
right,
three-way tie for second.
Huh?
Three-way
tie for second place. Dead Poets, Good Will Hunting, and Jack.
All right.
Shakes the Clown was last.
Excellent. So we did good work
And
here.
your
So
light behind
I
you. keeps
finally win one of
going off
these.
and on.
Yay. I finally win one of these. About fucking time.
All right. Well, it's been fantastic. I think we got everybody's socials in, so I'm going to go ahead and run the outro, and we'll reconvene and do another one of these soon. All right.
Well timed. All right. See you guys. Thanks.
See you.
Yeah.